Hey there, thanks for clicking on the link and joining me. I hope you'll stay, enjoy some stretching and connecting with your body. My name is Nancy Marco, and I'm a volunteer with the Engagement Committee. I'm zooming in from my home studio in Morrison, Colorado. It's kind of a rainy afternoon here, which is kind of odd for Colorado. And during this session, I'll be offering you guidance into easy yoga poses and yoga stretches, specifically to offset long periods of sitting, maybe being in your head or a lot in your heart, bringing you down into connecting with your body. The cues that I offer are going to be suggestions. This stretching is appropriate for all body types, all ages. I invite you to listen to your body, to modify, to honor your body's needs, your body's history, the architecture that you have. You don't need any special clothing or equipment. I do suggest that you grab some water to stay hydrated, a chair to do some of the stretches if getting on the floor is not good for you. I will be demonstrating some hip stretches in a chair. And if it feels good for you, take off your shoes, take off your socks to have a deeper connection with the ground and your feet and the body. So does that sound good? All right, get what you need, pause the video if you need to, and I will see you in a few seconds. So we're going to start out practicing mountain pose, which is a standing pose. And while we do that, we're going to explore a centering practice. So to find mountain, we look down at our feet, maybe give a little appreciation, bring that attention in and down to your feet. Notice where your hip bones are and align your feet directly under those hip bones. Align the insides of your feet so they're parallel with each other, and let your 10 toes spread as wide as is comfortable for you. Once you get that, bring your attention up and bring awareness across your belly. Pull your belly button in ever so slightly so that your tailbone tucks just a tiny bit. That helps to align the hips over the ankles. Zip up that spine, bringing the attention up to your shoulders. Bring your shoulder blades towards one another. We're going to kiss them towards one another, rolling the shoulders up and back. Reach your hands for the floor. They can face forward or towards your body. And then bring attention to where your ears are. Is your head jutting forward? And bring those ears over your shoulders. So often spending a lot of time over devices can cause our chin to go jut forward, our head to be leaning forward. That creates tension and stress in the back of the neck. It also creates that closing of the heart. The shoulder blades roll forward, and we get an arch in our back, or a hump in our back. So find that stack of ears, shoulders, and hips. Ground down through your feet. And then take a moment to notice your breath. So where does your breath land? Without changing it, just notice, are you breathing out of the top of your chest? And use your inhale to come in through the nostrils, down through the back of the throat, and bring it all the way down to the belly. So on the inhale, expand the belly. On the exhale, open your mouth. Let out a little bit of a longer period of blowing out the air, contracting the abs in. So just practice that for a few moments, a few breaths. Maybe you felt on the exhales a little bit of a sensation of centering, of grounding, of being more present. You can keep breathing with those long open mouth exhales if you need to, or you can close your lips and just enjoy the breath in and out through the nostrils, the back of the throat, and deep down in to the lower part of the abdomen. Next, decide if you want to close your eyes. Does that feel good to you? Sometimes closing our eyes helps us to go inward, to feel our feet on the floor, to feel how our body is stacked, to notice where we lose that stack, where we start slumping or falling back into those lazy postures. And for some people, keeping your eyes open is much more effective. That when we close our eyes, we fall into going it down a rabbit hole or losing thought of what we're doing. So if the eyes open are better for you, find something to stare upon. Call that a dristi in yoga. And just enjoy your breath a couple more times. Inhaling through the nose. Expanding the belly. And then either exhaling back through the nose or with an open mouth. Inhale awareness. Exhale all the distraction, anything that takes you away from coming in and down into your body. We're going to bring our hands into a prayer mudra, touching the heels of our hands, the mounds, the fingertips together. Let the elbows come out nice and wide. And then bring those thumbs to the center of the head. Check on your feet, your hips. Take your shoulders out of your ears. As you touch your thumbs to the center of your head, bring your attention to that head center and the invitation that is here to understand. Imagine your palms as the two hemispheres of your mind, the right and the left. As you gently press your hands together, imagine that your mind is integrating, creating a whole working mind, bringing logic and intuition together and making space for presence. On your next exhale, bring your attention and your hands down to your heart space. And then gently overlay one palm on top of the other over your heart. Invite a connection at your heart, using the invitation to know yourself. Be open to the feeling of love at the depths of your being. Use forgiveness, authenticity, and humility to deepen this connection. On your next exhale, bring your attention and your hands down to your belly, touching your thumbs in your belly button and your pinkies towards your pubic bone. Let your hands bring your attention in and down. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your head reaching up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders. Kiss your shoulder blades together. Breathe in awareness and exhale out any physical tension, any distraction. The invitation here is to be. Be right here, right now. Take time to feel all your parts and all your pieces. To notice where you're holding resistance or tension. Come fully present Inhale awareness, and let your exhale support you to surrender into that awareness. Maybe use that open mouth exhale again as you deepen into this centering practice and this connection to your body center. Let the engagement with your breath bring forth physical serenity. Surrender, engage, and be present in your body. Take a scan from the top of your head. Notice your face, between your brow, behind your eyes, your cheek, your jaw. Notice those ears stacked over the shoulders. Shoulders relaxed, elbows drawn back, heart lifts. Notice your solar plexus. Notice where your breath is landing. Can you feel that inhale under your hands and then the exhale as the belly contracts? Imagine that you are breathing with all the participants in the conference. And then expand your imagination and imagine your breath is the breath of every person on the planet. Allow oneness, union, and communion to be felt in every cell of your being. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. If you had them closed, flutter your eyelids. Release your hands. Separate your feet. So now they're on the outside of your hips. Soften your knees. And just start to twist at the waist. Letting your hands float out from your body. And then you can let them slap on the sides of your body. And just move your waist. So when we're sitting for long periods of time, often the hips get tight, the back gets sore. And so we're just waking up our body parts with this nice little twist, using your breath. Don't hold your breath. Feel your feet on the floor. Let's just do a couple more. And come to still. Roll those shoulders down and back. Sweep your arms up, interlace your fingers, press your palms towards the ceiling. Take a big stretch. Push down with your feet, lift up with the palms of your hands. And then soften your knees. We're going to move our hips. We're going to move our arms. Start making circles. So let the hips go in the opposite direction than your hands. Notice if your hips are tight, soften your knees. See if you can make some really big circles. So to one side, to the front, engage the core. To the other side, press down with your feet as you come backwards, and then go the other way. One more. When you've made your circle, come back to standing. You can keep your feet wide or you can bring them a little closer together depending on your need for balance. We're going to do a little brain integrator now using a cross crawl that helps to bring those two hemispheres of your mind into a nice whole mind. And so it's pretty simple. It's just opposite hand to opposite knee. And you can do this really slow, or you can make it super cardio. You can add on opposite elbow to opposite knee. So this is getting the blood flowing. Feeling your feet, bending your knees, moving your hips, moving your arms. See if you can keep your head up tall. So maybe if you were doing, bringing the head down, just bring that head up nice and tall and get that heart rate going. Get that brain integrated. And breathe. And breathe. If you like a little more, you can do opposite foot to opposite hand. Your choice. Lots of options here. But when you've been sitting for a long time, hopefully absorbing all kinds of awesome information, lots of tools, maybe having amazing connections, awarenesses, ahas. We want to get down into our body and embody all of it. So when you've had enough, come to still. If you like that, you can always pause the video, do it for several minutes, and just see how you feel. Maybe at this point, take a little sip of water. And then come back to standing. So we're going to work on our neck. So often, as I said, leaning over the devices can cause tension in the neck. And then we're going to do some stretches that are great. You might just add them into your day. 6 different stretches for the low back, for the hips. And then we'll come down to seated, do some specific hip stretches, some twists, and then we'll come back up, do some balance poses that involve stretching our feet and our ankles, our knees, and our hips. Sound good? So let's do a little bit of stretching for the neck, and then we'll go back and forth, neck to low back. So find your mountain pose again. Look down at your feet, align them. Stack your hips, your shoulders, your ears. Kiss those shoulder blades down and back, reach fingertips towards the floor. And then imagine your nose has a magic marker on the end of it, and there's a piece of paper in front of you. And then start making little tiny spirals that open up into big circles. Maybe you're noticing some popping or some creaking. Maybe you want to go a little slower. Maybe you want to close your eyes and tune in to any of the little stuck points or pain points. And in yoga, we don't force. We feel and we respond to the subtle sensations of our body. And maybe you hang out in one little area. When you get to your biggest circles, feel the stretch in the front of your neck as you're looking up. Feel the stretch in the opposite shoulder as you're looking over a shoulder. Feeling the stretch in the back of your neck as you graze your chin across your chest. The next time you have your chin on your chest, hold it there. Check your feet, your hips. Kiss those shoulder blades together. Draw the shoulders down and back. Then on your inhale, sweep your hands up, interlace them behind your head. Let your elbows fall in. Don't pull on your head, but let your chin rest a little deeper towards your chest. Did you slouch or slump at your low back? Pull your belly button in. Keep a nice engaged core. On our inhale, we're going to lift our gaze and take our elbows out to the side. Our eyeballs go slightly up. Exhale, chin to chest, elbows in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, float down. A couple more times. Inhale, kiss those shoulder blades. Exhale, drop the chin. Inhale, take those elbows out wide, pull the belly button in. Exhale, float down. One more, inhale. And exhale. Keep that chin on the chest, break the hands apart. Draw the hands behind you, palms facing the back of your mat. Draw the shoulders down. Drop the chin. If you have space, you can clasp your hands together, drop your knuckles, and then take your knuckles away from your back for a deeper stretch across your chest. This opens the heart. It helps to lengthen those muscles across the pecs that get really tight over our devices. On the inhale, you're going to slowly take your gaze to look up towards the ceiling without dropping your head back. You're going to jut your chin just a little until you feel the stretch in the front of your neck. Reach fingertips or knuckles towards the floor. Ground down with your feet. Engage your core. Let your heart lift. Let your throat open. Let your mind open. Breathe and breathe. On your exhale, release your gaze, release your hands. Now, this is the challenge part. How did you do your circles the first time? Just notice what you would normally do. Find your mountain pose and go the other direction. So challenging the patterns, the neural pathways in our mind of what is our normal pattern and doing it the opposite way. And again, taking it as slow as you need to, really tuning in to your body, noticing the subtle sensations, the stuck points, the pops, the creaks, making nice big circles. Check your feet. Check your pelvis. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. Make nice big circles. The next time your chin is resting on your chest, come to still. Kiss the shoulder blades down and back. And then slowly roll your chin to look over your left shoulder. Really reach for the floor with your right hand. Maybe wiggle those 5 fingers to bring awareness there. And then take your eyeballs a little bit further than your face can turn. And give them a stretch. On your exhale, drop your chin down towards that left shoulder. Keep reaching towards the floor with your right fingertips. Feel the stretch. On your inhale, take your gaze upward. Drop the shoulders down and back. Drop the chin back to neutral, and then bring your gaze forward. Take your left ear to your left shoulder. Take your left hand to your right ear. Reach down towards the floor with the right fingers. So I am not mirroring you, so find your right side. Doesn't matter, we're gonna do both sides. Here we're stretching between the space between the right shoulder and the left ear. Again, feel your feet. Check your low back, make sure you didn't start slumping. Keep that nice tall spine. Here you can also look down towards your armpit. You can look up towards the ceiling. Find your sweet spot. Find your stretch. On your exhale, release that left hand down, come back to center, sweep your hands up towards the ceiling, take a nice long big stretch, and then crescent over towards the left, pushing down into your right hand, float that left hand to your side body, bend your right elbow and gaze up towards the ceiling. Find that stretch up your oblique. On your next inhale, bring both arms up. Float both arms down. Kiss the shoulder blades together. Find the mountain. Drop your chin to your chest. Roll that chin over towards the other side. Look over the shoulder. Reach the left fingertips towards the floor. Maybe wiggle them. Feel your nice tall spine. So we're building nice posture here while we're doing a neck stretch. Take your eyeballs and look a little further than your gaze can go or your head can go. Give them a stretch. Look behind you. And then slowly drop your chin towards your right shoulder. Find that stretch. Are you breathing? It's recommended. On your inhale, take your gaze upward, still looking over the right shoulder, still reaching down with the left hand. Feel the stretch in the front of your neck if you jut your chin just a tad. On your exhale, come back to neutral, looking over the right shoulder, and then back to center. Take your right ear to your right shoulder, right hand to left side of the head. Stand up nice and tall. Reach down for the floor with the left fingertips. Open up the left side, making space between the shoulder and the ear. If you're not feeling a good stretch, you can look down at your armpit or up to the ceiling. Find your sweet spot. Breathe and breathe. Exhale, release your hand. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Take a big stretch. And then crescent over to the right. Sweep that right hand down. Press down through your left foot. Find length up the left side of your body. Bend that left elbow and take your gaze up towards the ceiling. On your inhale, both arms come up. Reach 10 fingers towards the ceiling. Press down with your feet. Then splay your arms out to the side. Make hitchhiker arms with both thumbs. Press down with your feet. Kiss your shoulder blades together. Make circles with those arms. I'm looking cockeyed. There I go. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Make circles the other way. Pull your belly button in. Lift the top of your head tall. Come to still. Take the thumbs or take the fingers and release them nice and long. Spread 10 fingers wide. Then take your left hand in front, your right hand behind. Relax your shoulders out of your ears and see if you can draw that right hip forward any amount. Twisting at the waist. Inhale those arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, twist the other way. Relax the shoulders out of the ears and draw that left hip forward. Nice stretch for the low back. And breathe. And breathe. Inhale, back up to center. We're going to sweep our hands into fists and bring them to our low back, to the kidney points. So you're in your mountain pose. Rooting down through your feet, standing tall through the top of your head, and then kiss your shoulder blades together. On your inhale, imagine a string pulling your heart up. Let your gaze go with it. Don't drop your head, but let the lift come at your heart for a little back bend. And breathe. And breathe. Find your edge. On your inhale, we're going to sweep those arms up towards the ceiling. Step our feet a little bit wider. Soften our knees. Splay our arms out to the side. Kiss our shoulder blades together. Take an inhale as our heart lifts up. We're going to fold forward at our hip creases. Keep those knees bent. Bring your hands down, maybe to your thigh, maybe to your shin, maybe to the floor. Keep those knees nice and bent. Glue your belly to your thigh. And then lift your hips and drop your head. You want to avoid having lots of space. You don't want to be rounded here. That puts a lot of stress on the low back. So bent knees, and then lift the hips, drop the head. Grab your elbows if you're not on your thighs or your shins. Rock side to side. Shake your head yes, no, and on a yes, imagine that you're just dumping out all the head trash. Anything that's getting in the way of you growing, transforming, awakening, seeing your blind spots. Make sure you end on a yes. Then find stillness, release the hands, contract the abs, bend the knees, and roll up nice and slow. Sweep your arms up again. Bring those hands into fist. Bring them to those kidney points behind you. Kiss the shoulder blades together and float that heart up. Maybe coming into a little bit more of a back bend. We're not collapsing at the low back. We're lifting the heart. Make sure you're breathing. Find your way out, back into that swan dive. Arms come up. Knees bent, hands splay out, shoulder blades kiss, heart lifts. And then hinge at those hip creases. Find your hands to your thigh, maybe to your shins, maybe down to the floor. So if you have more space, you can heel and toe your feet closer. Don't do it if you don't have it. You can grab your elbows again or grab your heels. We're letting the blood rush to our head. So if you have a condition where you shouldn't be doing that, don't do it. Have your hands on your thighs, be extending long from your tailbone to the top of your head, kissing your shoulder blades together. Otherwise, enjoy that forward fold, grabbing the elbows or the heels, bending the knees, lifting the hips, dropping the head. This time, make circles with your neck in one direction and then the other. Find your breath. Come to still. Release your hands, bend your knees, contract your abs, come up nice and slow. Don't want to get dizzy. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling, take a big stretch. And then make those fists, bring them into the low back, into those kidney points. Kiss the shoulder blades together. Inhale, let the heart lift up. Find your back bend. Don't hold your breath. Don't let your head fall back. Make sure that your neck is supported. Let's do this a couple more times. So you do it at your pace. Inhale up. Exhale, knees bend, arms splay out, shoulder blades kiss, heart lifts on the next inhale. Exhale, find your version of the fold. Grab your heels or your elbows. Dump out your head trash. Enjoy that blood rushing to your teeth, your gums, increasing your intuition as it goes to your pineal. Most importantly, making your cheeks nice and rosy. Take your time, rolling up, sweeping up. If you want to try a little deeper back bend, bring the hands into steeple above your head. Press down with your feet, bring the upper arms behind your ears. Let your heart lift, find your back bend. Exhale out. Drop the arms, bend the knees. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, forward fold. It should be getting a little bit easier. Let's add a halfway lift in here. So we're going to slide our hands up our legs, bring our upper body parallel with the floor, maybe like some of you are doing for a modification. Kiss the shoulder blades together, extend through the top of the head and the tailbone. And then if you have it in your practice, find forward fold and roll up one more time. Sweep it up, find the fists in your low back or the steepled fingers and the back bend. And then come back to center. So we just did 6 stretches for the low back, and I'll go over them. We'll do them a little bit deeper since we're now a little stretched out. So if you need to take the feet wide, go ahead. Otherwise, feet are in that mountain pose. Core is contracted, tailbone slightly tucked, shoulder blades rolled down and back, fingers reach the floor, head reaches for the ceiling. Feel your stack. The first one is to reach the arms up And to find that crescent, so crescent over to the right, float that right hand down like we did, or find a half bind with the forearm behind your body. Push down with the left foot, reach with the left hand, then bend the left elbow, gaze up towards the ceiling. Don't hold your breath. Feel the lengthening from your feet to your hips, and then from your hips through the top of your head. If you like a little deeper, bring that left hand behind your head and roll that left elbow back. And breathe. And breathe. Never do too much. Never do too little. Be responsible. Be responsive to your body. On your inhale, come back to center. So that was one. The second one is the other side, crescent over to the left. Take that left hand down the body, half bind. If that works for you, stretch out long with those right fingertips. Press in to that right foot. Bend the right elbow. Take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Get long through the top of your head. Hand behind the head. If that feels good, say something nice to yourself. Feel the sides of your body lengthening. And breathe. And breathe. And inhale out. The third one is that twist. Left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Right hip comes forward, shoulders out of the ears. Inhale back to center. Exhale the other side. Right hand comes forward, left hand goes back, left hip comes forward. Reach out through your fingertips. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Take those arms out, palms face up. Kiss the shoulder blades together. Stand up nice and tall. Pulse those palms towards the ceiling just for a little workout for the arms and across the upper back. Breathe. And then turn the palms towards the floor and pulse again. Turn the palms towards the front, pulse forward. And then turn the palms towards the back and pulse back. Come to still, turn the palms towards the ceiling, widen your feet if you need to for a forward fold. Remember where your hip creases are. Maybe poke your fingers there, give your arms a rest for a second. Bring them back out, bend the knees. Kiss the shoulder blades together, take the heart up. Hinge at your hips, find that forward fold. So this is number 5. For the back stretches, good to do every day. Shake your head yes, shake your head no, end on a yes. And then bend the knees, engage the core, roll up. And that 6th stretch is that back bend. So I will demonstrate it again with fist, or you can do it with steepled fingers. Press those fists into the low back. Soften the knees, engage the core, kiss the shoulder blades, and lift the heart. Don't let your head fall back. Remember, the heart is being pulled up. Breathe and breathe and come on out. Shake out your fingers, shake out your wrist, move your elbows, your shoulders. Just take a little time to wiggle. And then come to still. We're going to do a little star pose. I love it. It reminds us, point 3 wisdom, about how magnificent we are. So if you're on carpet, please modify. It's a little bit harder on carpet. If you're on a surface or you have your shoes on, it'll be okay. We're going to find our mountain pose. Step our left toes out to the side. So you're resting on your toe. And then inhale your arms out. Kiss your shoulder blades together. Get as tall as you can. Feel your ears over your shoulders over your hips. If you have balance and you want to try this, soften that right knee and tip slightly over to the right, bringing the star. You're a star. If you're wiggling, you're a twinkling star. If you fall out, make a wish, come back in. This is a power pose, reminding you of how awesome you are. Your magnificence. Balance, so important for all aspects of our life. Make your way out, find your mountain, say something nice to yourself. Think about balance comes from feet first, then how we have our hips, then how we have our shoulders, and then if the head is jutting forward. So if the head's jutting forward, head's about 8 pounds, it's going to throw you out of balance. So we want to remind ourselves ears over our shoulders. Let's try the other side. From mountain, step your right foot out, extend your arms, contract your abs, soften that left knee, kiss your shoulder blades together, be nice and tall. And then find your edge. You may keep your toes on the floor. And just allow yourself to absorb in the truth of your magnificence, the truth of your being. And breathe. And breathe. Remember, if you're a shooting star, just come back in. If you're wiggling, just allow yourself to be a twinkling star. On your exhale, come on out. Let's grab a drink, and then let's grab a chair. You can do this sitting on the floor if that's okay for you. Figure 4 pose and some twists. If you know yoga, you can do Lord of the Fishes and figure 4. So if you're joining me on the chair, come out to the edge of the chair so that you are supporting your spine. Feet on the floor, knees are a 90-degree angle. And then our core is engaged, our shoulders are rolled back and down, our head is up tall. And we're going to invite our right ankle to our left knee. If that's not going to work for you at all, you can just cross your ankles and practice rolling that right knee out. If it feels okay with ankle over knee, and you may have yours way up high. If you have tight hips, you may be looking more like this. Your quest is going to be to stay up nice and tall and to release that right knee down. So we're allowing that knee to fall down, that hip to stretch. If you have the flexibility, you can use that right hand to coax that right knee down. So again, we're not forcing. We are feeling our body. We're noticing what we need. We're finding connection between mind through heart to body. Nice stretch for the glutes, for the hip. Find your breath. Use that 0.8 wisdom to surrender into the pose. Use 0.9 to engage with your breath. Allow yourself to sink into the serenity of the pose. So physical serenity. We're not forcing. We're releasing resistance from our face, from our shoulders, from our hip. If this feels super delicious, you can add on taking that right heel into the hip crease and inviting that right knee down a little further. This gets into a psoas stretch, a little deeper. Feel your body. Breathe and breathe and breathe. You can always insert those open mouth exhales whenever you need to. Make sure that spine is zipped up nice and tall. Those shoulders are drawn down and back. That head is balanced right over your shoulders. We're going to move into rock the baby. So taking the right hand to the outer edge of the right foot and just rocking that baby, opening up that hip. So this is something you can do even when you are in your conferences on Zoom. You can do these figure 4 stretches, these rocking the baby. If this is really easy for you, you can bring your shin into the crook of your elbow. Just notice if you're slumping and the heart is closing, go back to that outer. But if it feels good, you can draw that baby towards your body, sit up nice and tall. And if you are super flexible, you can put that right ankle behind your head and sit up nice and tall. I remember doing that when I was about 8 years old. Now into my 60s, I am not doing that anymore. So finding grace with your body, with what you can do, and feeling gratitude for what you can do. Find that stretch in the glute, in the hip, and breathe and breathe. When you feel like it's enough, gracefully find that right foot to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Sweep your arms up. Get as tall as you can to protect your low back. And then take your left hand to your right knee, your right hand to the back of the chair. Take your gaze over that right shoulder. Take your eyeballs a little bit further than they can go. And breathe. And breathe. We're going to take the right hand and reach it towards the left knee. So reach up and over, then bend that right elbow and look up towards the ceiling over the right elbow. You may not be able to do that. You may have to look straight. Mind your body. Feel your twist. We're going to come out of this taking our right hand to our left knee outside, and then round your back, bring your chin to your chest, press down with your sitting bones, stay long through your spine, feel the stretch across your upper back. Gently find your way out, back into nice seated pose. And then if you can, bring that ankle to the knee or ankle to ankle and relax that left knee down. Sit up nice and tall. Find your breath. Say something nice to yourself. Think of 3 things that you just love and appreciate about your body. Maybe you love your hair or your smile. Maybe you love the strength of your legs, the steadiness of your feet. Maybe you just love your whole darn body. If you want more, try that heel into the hip crease, coaxing that left knee down, getting into the psoas on this side. Sit up nice and tall. Notice if you're holding tension between your brow, behind your eyes, if you're clenching your jaw. See if you can relax your face, bring all that energy in and down. Use that exhale to surrender. Engage with your breath. Find that release. So again, not forcing, but feeling your edge. Wherever you landed here, make your way into that rocking the baby, left hand around the outer edge, and open and close. And open and close. And maybe add on, maybe not. Find your stretch. Again, this is no competition. This is you being with you. Finding what feels good to you, surrendering into the stretch. So we want to tune into the body wisdom, to the subtle sensations that our body is telling us, and to find our edge. Find what we need to honor our body. We all have different architecture. We're all different ages. We all can do different things. Find grace with your journey and your body. When you feel nice and stretched out here, find your feet on the floor, arms reach up towards the ceiling, get tall. Protect the low back by keeping everything stacked and tall. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind, lift tall, look over that left shoulder. Take the eyeballs a little bit further. Breathe and breathe. And the left hand's going to sweep up and over towards that right knee. Bend the elbow, look up towards the ceiling if that is in your practice. Stay long and tall, don't collapse. Long and tall through the top of the head. Don't want to hurt yourself, don't do too much, don't do too little. We're going to come to that back stretch, taking that left hand to the outside of the right knee. Concaving our belly, bringing our chin to our chest. Slight little tug with the hands as we find the round, the stretch across the rhomboids, the upper back. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Let's make our way out and get out of that chair. And sitting in the chair too long, move that chair out of the way. Grab a drink. Take your feet nice and wide. Soften your knees. Sweep your arms up. Let's crescent over to the right. Back to center. Over to the left. Big stretch. Back to center. Flow with your breath. Exhale as you crescent. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you crescent. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, crescent. Come back to center. Soften your knees. Bring your hands down to your thigh. Hinge at the hip crease. Press into all four corners of your feet. Extend long from your tailbone to the top of your head. We're going to drop this left shoulder towards the right knee. Look up over our right shoulder. Come back to center. Other side. Back to center. Working a little bit into the quads. Of course, twisting at the waist, the cervical spine. Add your breath. Inhale to center. Exhale and take the twist. One more on each side. Back to center, twist, back to center. Come on up with engaged core. Bring those feet together. Find your mountain. Feet down, head up. Find your breath. Close your eyes or find that hazy stare. Feel your body. Bring your attention in and down from the top of your head into your head. Soften your face, your cheeks, your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Kiss those shoulder blades towards one another. Feel your hips. Engage your core. Root your feet. We're going to do one more balance. So when you're ready, open your eyes if you had them closed. If you need that chair for assistance with balance, you can bring that chair back. Just have the side of the chair there to support you. We're going to work our ankle and then our knee and then our hip. Also working balance. Again, think about balance as being so important for all aspects of your life. You can hold on to the chair with that right hand. We're going to heavy our left knee or our left foot, soften our left knee, come up onto our right toes. You don't need the chair. You can splay the hands. You can take the arms out if you want a little more workout there. We're going to lift those toes off of the floor and make ankle circles in one direction and then the other. Are you standing up tall? Anytime you need a break, take a break. Bring it into your knee. Make circles like you're stirring a pot of stew. Go the other way. And then bring it up into your hip. Big challenge. Maybe you want to hold on to that chair. You can bring your hands up over your head. Go one direction and then the other. Make your way out. Feel both feet on the floor. Notice the difference between the right side and the left side. Let's do the other side. So if you need to move your chair to the other side, go ahead. Maybe you're using a wall or a doorway. That's another option. Heavy the right foot, soften the right knee, come up onto the left toes. See if you can stand evenly and then lift the toes and make some circles. One direction and then the other. Bringing appreciation and gratitude to your feet and then your knees. One direction and then the other. And then bringing it up into your hip. So anybody that's a fan of Louise Hay, she says hips are hip, hip, hooray. It's about connecting with yourself and joy in life. So we want to have our hips nice and flexible. Remember to do both sides, both directions. Breathe. And then come on out. Come back to standing. Let's bring our attention back to our neck and shoulders. Think about your hands like little claws and standing in mountain pose. Bring your hands to the back of your neck and massage all along your occiput. And then claw or give little love squeezes to your neck, to the tops of your shoulders. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe say something nice to yourself. Maybe go, oh, that feels good. You could do this for a long time. When you feel lots of love, come back to mountain pose. Root down with your feet. Feel your hips over your feet, your shoulders over your hips, top of the head reaching tall. Find your breath. Breathe in awareness. And exhale down into the bottoms of your feet, feeling more connected, more aware to your body center. Bring those hands into that prayer mudra like we did at the beginning, elbows out, heels, palms, fingers together. And then open your arms out wide. Take the arms as wide as you can. Let your heart lift. Keep your neck supported. Open across your chest. Exhale, bring those hands forward, chin to chest. And then come back with an inhale, cactus your arms with bent elbows, 10 fingers spread wide. And then exhale, reach forward. We're ungulating the spine. We're stretching to open up those tight pecs. We're moving our neck. Breathe. Inhale into the witness mudra. And exhale, reach forward. Inhale, witness. You can do this seated. Taking that round out of the upper back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, next one. Stay in that cactus. Witness hands. Gaze is upward. Kiss the shoulder blades together. Reach long and tall through the top of your head with an engaged core, slightly tucked tail. Invite the observer within you to come as we bring our practice to a close. Extend your arms wide. Relax your shoulders out of your ears. Take your gaze upward, and then on your exhale, give yourself a hug, wrapping one arm over the other, dropping the chin to the chest. Feel that love that is innately at the core of your being. Bring it forward. Inhale, open up wide again. Imagine a golden light shining down on you, reminding you about your passions, your purpose, the uniqueness of you, how awesome you are. And then give yourself a hug the opposite way, chin to chest, round the shoulders. Say something nice to yourself. Slide your hands into that prayer mudra once again. Thumbs touching the heart space, elbows out to the side. Roll the shoulders down and back. Stand up nice and tall. Find your breath. Bring those thumbs up to the center of your head, your third eye, the space between your brow. Here, I invite you to join me in inviting faith and trust. And then bring your thumbs to your lips. And I invite you to join me in inviting unconditional love. And then touching those thumbs to the heart space. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. Feeling completely connected to our body. I invite you to join me in feeling the oneness, the union, the communion of us all. As we invite compassion into our thoughts and our beliefs, into our expressions and our perceptions, into our actions and our reactions. We live what the Enneagram and yoga teaches us. In yoga, we use the saying namaste, which means the light in me honors the light in you. And in this way, we are one. Thanks so much for practicing with me. I hope you come back again and again, or join me for one of my yoga Zoom classes. I'll put the link to my website somewhere up on this screen. And I hope to see you again and throughout the conference. Namaste. That is a wrap.